Guys is radicals review. Okay, your guys' radicals review for your guys' quiz coming up. All right, so the first slew of problem is just simplifying your guys' radicals. So for these, you guys would break these down, and right, because it's an index of 2, gotta find pairs. Pairs go on the outside and leftovers go on the inside, right? So 2 radical 7. Same thing here. Now, 5 times 27, you guys. Wait a second. Nope, that is false. 5 times 35, you guys, is 175, and then 5 times 7 is 35. Pairs, leftovers, so 5 radical 7 on the inside. Okay? 3. 9 times 10, break it down. 3 times 3, 5 times 2. We get a pair of 3s. And leftovers of the 5 and the 2, right? So pairs of 3s come on the outside, but on the inside, you guys, the leftovers, multiply them together. 5 times 2, 4, 10. 4. Well, 24 times 10, 2 times 5, 4 times 6, 3 times 2, and 2 times 2. So we got pairs of 2s, another pair of 2, leftover of 5, and a leftover of a 3, you guys. So multiply the 2 groupings together. 2 times 2 for 4. Square root the 2 leftovers, multiply together. 3 times 5, you guys, 15. Now, this has an index of 3. So now we're trying to find groups of 3 of something, right? So 2 times 54. 6 times 9. 3 times 2. 3 times 3. So we have a pair of a group of 3s, you guys. And we got a leftover of that 2. And we got a leftover of this 2. So it's going to be 3 cube root, and we got 2 leftovers, right? The 2 and the 2, so 2 times 2, you guys, on the inside would be 4. That would be 4. 6. 2 times 108, break this down. It has, it's a cube root, so trying to find groups of 2, or 3, sorry. Groups of 3. 2 times 27, 3 times 9, 3 times 3. Found a group of 3 of 2s and another group of 3. So no leftovers, so no more cube root. 3 times 2, you guys, is just 6. This one, 2 times 36, 6 times 6, 3 times 2, 3 times 2. So I see a group of 3s, right, of 2s, and we got a leftover of 3 and another leftover of 3. So the 2 comes on the outside, you guys. And the 2 leftovers we found were the 3 and the 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 2 cube root of 9. 8. We got 5 times 27 is 135, you guys. And then 27 breaks up to 3 and 9 and 3 and 3. A group of 3 of 3s and a leftover of 5. So 3 cube root of 5. And now let's get these. So first we should probably break down all of these coefficients, you guys, right? Break all of these down first, and we've done quite a few of these from above too. Yikes. 2 and 86, 2 and 43, and 43 is prime. Now pairs. These 2 are leftovers. This is a leftover. Pairs, leftovers, right? 5 and 2 are leftovers. And 2s are leftovers, and 2 are pairs, and 43 is leftover. So this one, we got 2 square root of 2. This one, 3. Square root, 3 times 2, you guys, is 6. 3 square root, 5 times 2, you guys, is 10. 2 square root of 43. Now notice you guys are separating them because I'm leaving some gaps because we still got to simplify the variables. So for the variables, take the exponents, you guys, of each one. This is for x's, this is for y's, and divide them by the index. 2 goes into 7 3 times with a remainder of 1. 2 goes into 1 0 times, remainder of 1. So for the x's, it's going to be x to the third power and x to the first. Look, x to the third outside, x to the first inside. Here, no y's to the outside, but one y to the first power on the inside. So again, take the exponents, you guys, and divide it by the index. 2 goes into 3 once, you guys, with remainder of 1. 2 goes into 8 4 times with no remainder. So this represents the x variables, you guys. So x to the first on the outside, x to the first on the inside. Y to the fourth power, you guys, on the outside. No y's on the inside, so that's going to be that. 11. Take the exponents and divide it by the index. 2 goes into 10 5 times, you guys, with no remainder. 2 goes into 20 10 times, no remainder. So it's going to be, these are x's, these are y's, right? X to the 5th and y to the 10th. With no remainders, so that means if we just, none of them are on the inside the square root. And lastly, we got 5 and 13, you guys, both divided by 2. 2 goes into 5 twice, remainder of 1. 2 goes into 13 6 times, remainder of 1. X to the second and x on the 1x on the inside, right? X to the first. Y to the 6th and y to the first on the inside. So take the index, you guys, right, and divide each exponent by the index. Now for all of these, you guys, you just got to convert these into radical form and then change and simplify that radical form. So the cube root of 8 all raised to the second. So that's 2 to the second, you guys, which is just 4. So what times what is 8? 2. 2 to the second, 4, or you guys can make your guys' tree right there, right? This one, square root of 9, which is just 3. This one, the fourth root of 16, you guys, all raised to the third. So the fourth root of 16, you guys, is 2 to the 2 and the third power. And 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Now again, you guys can always do your guys' tree with that stuff, right? This one, square root of 36, you guys, raised to the third. That's 6 to the third power. Square root of 36, you guys, is 6. 6 to the third. 6 times 6 times 6, 216. 18. Now, you guys, the fourth root of 1 to the 5th. Well, what times what is 1? 1. 1 to the 5th. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. 1. So anything to the 1 to any power, you guys, is just going to be 1. 17, the square root of 4, all raised to the 5th. Square root of 4, you guys, is 2. 2 to the 5th, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. 19, the cube root of 27, all raised to the second. The cube root of 27, you guys, is 3 to the second, which is just 9. 3 times 3, 9. The cube root of 8, you guys, all raised to the 5th power. So it's 2 to the 5th, which is just 32. The square root of 49, you guys, that's just 7. And the square root of 100, you guys, raised to the 5th power, well, that's 10 to the 5th, and 10 to the 5th, you guys, is 100,000, or with 5 zeros, right? So there's that. Moving on. Okay, with these, you guys, you have to simplify the radicals, and then once you simplify them, then you guys can combine these, the radicands, together if they're the same, for addition and subtraction. So break this down. 2 times 9, 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. 3 times 9, 3 times 3. Pairs, pairs, pairs. Leftover, leftover, leftover. But remember, the pairs, you guys, when there's a number on the outside, you multiply those. So this 3 times that 3 is 9 square root of 2 plus 2's times 3, that's 6 square root 3 plus this 3 times that 2 is 6 square root 3. And you guys can combine these because they got the same radicand. So 9 rad 2 plus 12 square root 3. 24. Again, gotta break these all down. So 2, 9, 3, 3. 3, 4, 2, 2. 2, 9, 3, 3. pair, 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 leftover, leftover, leftover. So 3's times the 2, you guys, is 6 square root of 2. Minus 2's times 2, you guys, is negative 4 square root 3. And this one, 3's times the 2, you guys, is 6 square root of leftover 2. So we can combine these two, right? Because they got the same radicand, the number inside the radical. So 6 plus 6, you guys, is 12 square root 2 minus 4 radical 3. 25. So 6 times 4, 3 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 8, 2 times 4, 2 times 2, 9 times 9, 3 times 3, 3 times 3. So find groups of 3, right? And any groups of 3 that we find, we might have some leftovers, right? So all groups of 3's, but then we got these leftovers. So this 2 times, this 2 we bring to the front, cube root of the leftover 3, plus these 2's, you guys, times the 2 already on the outside, that's 4 cube root of the leftover 2, and 3 times the outside, which is negative 3, you guys, so negative 3 cube root of leftover 3. So the 2 we can combine, you guys, are these two. Now 2 minus coefficient of 3, that's just negative 1, but you don't need to write negative 1, so negative cube root of 3 plus 4 cube root of 2. So there's that. 26, now we gotta simplify these, so 9, 9, 3, 3, 3, 3, 9, 8, 3, 3, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 6, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Pairs of 3's, leftover 3. Pairs, groups of 2's, sorry. Leftovers of 3's. And group of 3's, you guys. Leftover of 3. So this group of 3 times 4, you guys, is 12 cube root of the leftover 3. This grouping times that 2, you guys, on the outside is 4 cube root of 3 times 3, which is 9. And this grouping times that, you guys, is negative 6 cube root of 3. So we can certainly combine these two, you guys. So 12 minus 6 is 6 cube root of 3 plus 4 cube root of 9. Okay, now let's get to these. Multiplication, so coefficient times coefficient and radicand times radicand. So 5 times 4 is 20, 3 times 6, you guys, 18, and then we simplify this part. We found a group of 3's, leftover 2, so 3 times 20, you guys, is 60 square root of 2. Here, 3 times... Okay, so here we should probably break down this 18, you guys, because unless you want to do 18 times 50, which you can, but in my estimation, that might be a little bit too big. So groups of 3's and 5's, we got these leftovers. So this 3 times that 5, you guys, is 15 square root of leftover 2. This group of 5 times 3, you guys, is 15 square root of 2. Now outside and inside, right? 15 times 15, that's 225. Rad 2 times itself, you guys, that's 2. And 2 times 225 is 450. 29. So we can't simplify this stuff, you guys, because even if you tried, we can't find groups of 3 of anything, right? So let's multiply them first and then simplify. 3 times 2, 6. Cube root, 12 times 6, you guys, 72. And then we're gonna break this one down. And when you guys see this, we finally find a group of 3 of 2's. Both of these 3's are leftovers, so these 2 times 6, you guys, is 12 cube root of 3 times 3, 4, 9. 30, so doesn't look like we could break these down again. So 3 times 4, you guys, is 12 cube root of 162. 9 times 18, 162. 281, 99, 33, 33. We finally found a group of 3 of 3's, you guys, and leftover, right? So these 3's times the 3 already on the outside. Oh, sorry, these 3's times the 12 on the outside, you guys. That's 36. Cube root, and what's left remaining on the inside? 2 times 3, 4, 6. So that's multiplication. Now you guys have division. Now, when there's only one term in the denominator, you guys, you just multiply top and bottom by that radical. So this one, top and bottom, radical 5. 4 radical 10 times 3. Radical 5 times radical 5, you guys, is just 5 with no radical, right? So we got 4 radical 10. 3 times 5, you guys, is 15. We can't simplify that anymore, so we're done. Can't do 4 divided by 15 or square root of 10. That's already simplified, you guys. Here, multiply top and bottom, you guys, by radical 12. So 12 times 3, you guys, radical 36. 12 times itself, radical 12, you guys, times itself is just 12. But the square root of 36, you guys, you should know that to just be 6 over 12, and then divide top and bottom by 6 to get 1/2. To get 1/2. Now here, you guys, you have to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate because there's 2 terms, and you know because they're separated by a plus or minus sign. So multiply by the conjugate is the opposite of this sign, right? So 4 minus rad 5 to top and bottom, and then here, you guys just do a double distribution. So distribute those, distribute these, and this one times this one, and this one times this one. So what are we gonna get? So follow along, right, you guys? 3 times 4, it's 12, right? 3 times negative rad 5, 3 times negative rad 5 is negative 3 rad 5. And now we're switching over to green, right? Negative rad 2, you guys, times 4. Negative rad 2 times 4, that's negative 4 rad 2. And negative rad 2 times negative rad 10, you guys, that's positive rad 10. All over the blues, you guys, 4 times 4 is 16. And rad 5 times a negative rad 5, well, that's negative times a positive is a negative. Rad 5 times itself is just 5. And then you guys simplify that stuff. So 12 minus 3 rad 5 minus 4 rad 2 plus rad 10, all divided by 11. And we can't combine any of these because none of them have the same radicand or the number inside the square root. And 11 can't be divisible into any of these at all. So that's going to be your guys' final answer for 33. Now let's do 34. Multiply top and bottom, you guys, by the conjugate, which is 2 minus rad 2 to top and to bottom. These are going to get multiplied. These are going to get multiplied. And then on top, you guys, it's your guys' nice double distribution. So follow along, right, you guys? Follow along. Go one step at a time. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times negative rad 2 is negative rad 2. Rad 6 times 2, you guys, that's 2 radical 6. And radical 6, you guys, times radical 2, that's negative radical 12. Blue times blue is 4. And red times red, you get, well, plus times a minus is a minus. And then rad 2 times itself, you guys, is just 2. Now notice, you guys, we can simplify radical 12, right? We can simplify radical 12, so rad 12, 3 times 4, 2 times 2, pairs of 2's left over 3. So radical 12, you guys, is actually 2 radical 3, right? So rewrite this. 2 minus rad 2 plus 2 radical 6 minus 2 radical 3, all over 2. Well, we can't combine the tops because none of these have the same radicand. And we can almost divide all of these by 2, but you guys, this coefficient right there in the front of that radical 2, that's really a negative 1. And negative 1 can't be divisible by 2. So that will be our final answer right there. So you guys will for sure have a good slew of all these problems on your guys' quiz. So make sure you guys practice and study these, right? Repeatedly do these questions over and over and over again so that you guys get the methodology down. Okay? All right, good luck everyone. Peace.